Have you thought about your metabolism and how it hasn't been working as it used to after pregnancy? It's been harder to lose weight. It's been harder to tone up your body. And the only reason is the pregnancy. Your metabolism has gotten slower after pregnancy. The bad news is that that's not true. That's not a problem. The good news is that in this episode, I will explain to you what's happening and how to solve this issue. How you can start finally having results, losing weight, toning up, and getting back to your pre-baby body. Okay, this is the 20-minute Fit Mom where we talk about high intensity training, easy, flexible nutrition, the most time efficient approach for busy moms. Because busy moms can't follow a conventional routine. You need something different, and here is where you learn how to do it. 20-minute workouts only once or twice a week, and family meals. All right. So, like I said, this is not what's actually happening. The number one factor, and if you've been following my episodes, you might be sick of me talking about calories. I'm always saying the same thing: calories, calories, calories in, calories out, and you don't want to hear that. You want to hear that there is a specific kind of food that you can, start eating, or a specific kind of meals or time or something else besides calories. Yeah, all those things are effective. I'm not saying that calories is the only thing that matters, but yes, it is the first most important factor when it comes to weight loss. If that is okay, if you're following the correct the correct number of calories in your eating plan, you will lose weight, regardless of any other thing. Okay, so the reason why I'm saying this is that it's much easier for you to eat 100 calories than to burn 100 calories. Okay, and what happens after pregnancy is it's just the food. It's a combination of different things, and I can tell you, I have my experience. I work from home and take care of my daughter. That's an option. It's not that I couldn't work anymore. I lost my job and I decided to take care of my kids. No, I do this for option. I love it, but it's a really, really hard work. Even though I am a very organized person, and that's the reason why I decided to do that. But even though I am an organized person, having a kid, now she's 2.5, and it's very demanding. So you start moving less, usually, in general, okay? You start sleeping less, a lot more stress. At least this is my position. A lot more stress because I want to get things done, and I'm not able to do it because, the older she gets, the more time she takes from me. So I get more stress, a lot more stress than I used to be, because there is always a certain level of stress in your life. But once you have a kid, and the level of stress is higher. So let alone if you have more than one. Maybe you have more than one kid, and it's even worse. I only have one, and my level of stress has increased 200%. Okay, so because of that, many people with no fitness background, start increasing more, convenient food, and less homemade meals, and more, microwave meals, takeouts, fast food, So the combination of all that is what is causing, in general, your lack of result. Okay, sure, metabolism changes as well over time, but it's not only that. Okay, it's not that your metabolism is broken. It's mainly the combination of all of that. That is what is happening to me and to most moms. Okay, so it's not that motherhood has break down your metabolism. It's a combination of all those factors caused by motherhood. All right. So, and what happens is that you hear this story about hormones all the time. people saying you're not losing weight because your metabolism is not working, and after your kids everything changes, or and you start changing. How can I say? You start chasing actually things, quick fixes such as detoxes, cut off your carbs for a while, or over exercising. That's not likely because you don't have time to exercise, anyways. But no matter what you do, those quick fixes, nothing works. Okay. So I think I always say that it's very important in life to have clear goals. Okay, where you want to get, where you are, where you want to get, and how you're going to get there. Okay, so if you don't know those three things, where you are, where you want to be, and the tool to get there, I'm sorry, but you will never get there. Okay, because you don't even know what you want for real. So the same thing when I say, moms ask me, what's the first step to start getting in shape? And I say, first step is evaluate yourself. Take measurements, take photos, weigh yourself regularly at the same time with the same scale on the same spot. So you know exactly, because just saying, I want to get in shape, I want to get back to my body, that's not enough. You will get frustrated. Okay, you need to know exactly your measurements, take photos, your weight, and then every little step, every little progress that you make weekly has to be celebrated. Okay, because you have to compare you with yourself. Okay, that's the first step. So, okay, know where you are. So this is know where you are. Is take measurements, and then okay, let's see if I make progress from this week to next week. So you will check on your photos, measurements, and weight. So, and the second thing is, okay, where you wanna be. Okay, you want to lose 20 pounds, let's say 25 pounds, whatever number you want to achieve. Okay, this is where you want to be. Okay, and the third is understand how it works, and okay, what's the tool that I need to use to get there? Okay, and like I said at the beginning, the first factor that has changed after pregnancy, besides the lack of sleep, besides the stress, and that you're moving less, okay, is the calories. Because I'm pretty sure that most moms, I don't know numbers, I won't say numbers, but a high percentage of moms, they start having more calories after pregnancy for different reasons, whether you're breastfeeding or you're just anxious or whatever reason you're having more calories than before pregnancy, okay? And you don't need them. The only time that you need extra calories is after the first trimester, okay, until the end of the pregnancy, and it's not a lot. It's about 200 to 300 extra calories in a woman needs above the maintenance level, okay? After that, you don't need extra calories. So the natural process of your body will be, after having your baby, you will, if you're eating in a maintenance level, breastfeeding or just the process, you will lose that weight naturally. But most moms don't come to the calorie level that they were before for several reasons, okay? So, and it's essential, the most important factor to understand that is pure thermodynamics, okay? Thermodynamics, calories in, calories out, okay? It doesn't sound fancy. I know it's not, I'm sorry, it's not what you want to hear, but it's pure thermodynamics, okay? Calories in, calories out, regardless of what you're eating, right? So it's not carbs, it's not fat, it's not sugar, it's total calorie intake. If you're exceeding the number of calories you need, even in 50 calories or 100 calories, which is not a lot, that's enough for you not to lose weight, okay? Why? It's because everything inside your body becomes energy. And when your body doesn't use the energy, it saves as a fat store, okay? So you will accumulate that fat forever. Unfortunately, that's the only thing your body can accumulate forever. It doesn't have a limit. Okay, so you can gain weight forever. So this is because everything becomes energy, and not used energy is a store. Even if it's broccoli, okay? Even if it's fruits or the cleanest kind of food, like people say, clean, dirty, clean. I don't believe those terms, but anyways, even if it's the healthiest kind of food, will be stored as fat if you're eating in excess. Okay, so this concept of thermodynamic is the most important thing for you to understand. If you exceeded your calories, even if it's healthy food, you will gain weight, or at least you will not lose weight if that's what you want. Okay. Just for you to have an idea, the average American has about 3,500 calories a day. Okay, which is about what most people need. Even men don't need. Average man, not counting with men who lift weights and with a lot of muscle mass and all, but the average man needs less than 30, usually less than 3,500 calories, let alone women. Okay, I would say that women in average need 1,600, 1,700 calories a day, and the average American in general eats 3,500 calories. Why? Because, like I said, it's much easier to eat 100 calories than to burn 100 calories. Then, along with that, it is the fitness industry making you believe that you don't lose weight because you're not exercising. And that's not true, because the number of calories you burn when you're exercising is way lower than you think. Okay? You think you burn a lot, and eating a taco will allow you to no, walking for 20 minutes will allow you to eat 2 tacos, and it's not. Okay, 2 tacos is, let's say, 300 calories. And you don't burn that when you're walking 20 minutes or half an hour. Okay, so that's the number one problem, not metabolism, excess of calories, even if it's a small excess of calories. Okay, so tracking calories is essential. We're going to talk about the other factors as well at the end. Okay, the stress, the sleep, the other things, but focusing on calories, which is the first most important factor when it comes to weight loss, weight management. Okay, weight loss, or even gain weight. If the person is very skinny, they want to gain muscle. Okay, they have to eat a few more calories. Okay, but in this case, for weight loss, the first most important factor, calorie management. So that's why we're talking about this here in the first place. So first you have to like I said, establish what you need. I will say so, and this of course can vary, because taller women, consequently with more muscle, or shorter, or age, there are a lot of different factors that influence. So you might need more, you might need less. Okay, but as a general guidance, I would say to stay in the lowest safe number, which is, let's say, 1,600 calories a day. All right, this is maintenance calories. So let's say, okay, this is what I want to achieve, 1,600 calories a day. Then you take your measurements, photos, weight, and everything, and you establish 1,600 calories a day. Okay, I have a goal. I know where I am, and I know what I want to achieve. I want to stick to 1,600 calories and see what happens. And see if I'm able to lose weight with 1,600 calories. If you're not, if you're following consistently, you will have to decrease a little bit after, but you can start with 1,600 calories. And by experience, I can tell you that most women, most moms, okay, will lose weight with 1,600 calories. Okay, so that's the first step. The second step is, how do I track calories? Do I get a book? Do I use an app to track my calories? Do I read labels? Well, you can do all those. Okay, all those are good ways to check your calories. But I would say, the easiest way, let's use AI in a smart way, okay, to help us to make our life easy, because there's no way to live without AI anymore nowadays. So you could use tools such as Gemini from Google, or Meta from Facebook, or any other, those chats that you can just type your question and say, how many calories are in a plate like this. You might not have an accurate answer, okay? You might not have an exact number, but it will be way better than just guessing, okay? So let's say you're having a plate of pasta, like a medium size portion of pasta with meatballs and broccoli, whatever. So just chat with your AI friend and say, hey, how many calories are in a bowl of pasta with meatballs and broccoli? And it will give you the number. Okay, it will give you the number, that it might, be a bit out, a bit higher, a bit lower than the real number, but it's okay. It's okay. It's going to be, again, way better than not doing it or than guessing. Okay, so you can start by doing that. That's pretty easy. Okay, that's pretty easy. You can start doing that in a regular basis. Every time you're gonna eat something, you will have a meal. Let's say you have 3 meals a day. So you don't have to keep doing this all the time. It's only 3 times a day. Okay, just text it and say, hey, how many calories in this sandwich with this and that, or how many calories with for this drink here, or whatever. Okay, that's the easiest way I would recommend. If you don't have any other tools, you don't have apps, you don't have books, you don't know how to search anything, do that. That works very well. Okay. But again, now coming back to the other factors. Okay. I'm not saying calories is the only option. That's the only, Sandro, that's the only thing you talk about. No, that's first number one factor. But of course, lack of sleep also affects to your result. High level of stress increases cortisol, and it shakes other hormone levels in your body that affect to your weight loss, to your to strength level. If you're doing some exercise, your performance is going to be worse, of course, because of the stress level, the lack of sleep. You have to work on that, but it's pretty easy for someone to tell you, hey, you have to decrease your stress, you have to sleep, that's why you're not having results. Yeah. You know that you're not sleeping. You know that you're very stressed, because I am. And so I'm not going to tell you, hey, why don't you sleep better? Why you're so stressed? Because I am as well. But try to work on that. Try to work on that as you can. I do some yoga. I do some stretchings. I, watch something to relax at the end of the day, have some tea. Try to manage the stress. And this definitely affects your results. Stress, lack of sleep, okay? But the combination of those three are the result why you're not having results as maybe you used to when you will want to lose weight before becoming a mom. Okay, it's not your metabolism. Your metabolism didn't get crushed just because of the pregnancy. Okay, what people calls metabolism is how your body responds, and it's not. Metabolism, the number of calories your body uses and everything else changes over time, but it doesn't change from one year to the next one. It may change, in the course of a few years, 4 or 5 years, 10 years, it doesn't change from in 1 or 2 years. Okay. So this is definitely not what is happening. It's the combination of high stress level, lack of sleep, but number one is calorie control, calorie tracking. Okay. It's not fun. It's not nice, but that's what is happening. You got to track your calories. You can use that technique with the AI tools, or you could create your list list of food substitutions, which is putting on a list the foods that you usually eat. Create a portion, let's say 150 calories. That's a portion. How much of this food I have to eat to achieve 150 calories? And then you make a little list of that. Okay, that's the core method, the 20-minute fit mom method, which is the approach, the combination of nutrition, strength training, Basically, if you're listening to my show for the first time, the 20-minute fit mom is a time efficient approach for moms, because you do only a 20-minute workout session once or twice a week through high intensity training. You have to rest your muscles, and also if you listen to past episodes, you will understand a bit more about that. And flexible nutrition. Okay, in the core of the flexible nutrition strategy is the list of food substitution. Okay, and this is your lucky day, because if you want to know more about the idea of the list, how to create those substitutions, this food swap and everything, you could post a comment in this video saying guide. Okay, you can put guide, and I can send you the link for you to download the free guide, the free nutrition guide, teaching you a lot of good stuff about nutrition, but mainly how to build your own list. Okay, how to start creating a substitution list for food swap, so you can track your calories in the easiest possible way. This is even easier than the AI tools. Okay, the AI tools is my first suggestion for you to get started tracking your calories. But the ultimate goal is for you to have your mini guide. You create your mini list with the things that you eat. So if you download my guide, my nutrition guide, you can use that. You can do by yourself. Okay, so comment in this video guide, and I'll send you the link for you to download your free nutrition guide for you to start tracking your calories. I hope you like this episode. All right. And if this is your first time, please subscribe to this channel. Start listening to my podcast. This is going to be great if you are a mom. You want to get back to your pre-baby body. You don't know how to do because you have no time, because you don't like fitness meals. You want to eat with your family. This is the right place for you. See you in the next one.